very hopeful that Pakatan Rakyat will make it to Putrajaya. We are exuberant with the tagline of Ini Kalilah. What if Pakatan Rakyat does not make it? Will it mean the disintegration of Pakatan Rakyat with each party going its different way? Or will you be reunited with greater resolve and say, Lain Kalilah?
Thank you. Good question. Now, this election is 50-50, yeah? But I believe if the rural votes swing, and there's a lot of indications that the rural votes will swing, we will win, yeah? But in case we lose, the coalition is intact. You don't have to worry about that. If anything, we should be ruling another 5 to 6 states minimum, yeah? So you'll see the cooperation working at that level, at the state level, and to unify our intra-state economic policies is the next step to ensure that we link up each other on the supply chain basis and also on our economic strategy basis. Yeah. So rest assured, Lain Kalilah is a possibility, but Ini Kalilah is very real. Thank you.
I also just want to add, at the grassroots level, the cooperation among all three parties are really good. When you see us campaign, you see the entire three parties' machineries going together in Subang Jaya. Haji Muzamil is from PAS Kelana Jaya. He's our MC today. I'm from DAP and Wong Chen is from PKR. So, unlike Barisan National's events where you see only UMNO in front or only MCA or only MIC, what we have here is really a united front. Yeah, and we have to be united if we want to take down Barisan Nasional. Thank you. Second question. Second question. Okay, this young man, one question only, yeah? Okay.
So I'm following you guys, I get to ask one question.
Okay.
My question is simple because just now I just watched the video regarding the Kevin Hawk. So my question is, what is the policy that you are going to introduce so that our judiciary system is independent as it's supposed to? I mean the check and balance between the executive power, the parliament power and the judiciary power.
Okay, yeah, that is a good question. The first thing you have to do is you have to make MACC completely independent. Yeah. Now we learned from Hong Kong back in the 1970s. There were a lot of triads in Hong Kong at that time, and there are a lot of big problems. I mean, most of you who watch Chinese videos, you know the story, right? What they did was they made sure that their version of the MACC, which is the ICAC, went completely independent, had power over the police. They broke away from the police and did their work. What you have to do today, in Malaysian context, there is MACC, but the MACC is not truly independent. It doesn't report to Parliament. Yeah, it seems to be a division of the Home Ministry. And we have to sit down and say, look, let's cut that out. Let's appoint really, really good people. Remove the deadwoods inside MACC. Replace the new guys. And that's one thing on the side of prosecution. Yeah. Now, the big problem is the judiciary. Judges are appointed for life. This is the basic convention that is used throughout the world. You cannot remove a judge unless you find him drunk or killed someone or something like that. And under extraordinary circumstances, you can remove a judge. Otherwise, you can't. So what you have to do is, whatever judges that were appointed previously, you just have to put up with it. Yeah. And if judges are human, they will always swing. When the mood changes, they also change a bit. Yeah. And we've been starting to see it in the last year or so, when we started to win a lot of cases. Yeah. Every time we sue Utusan, we win. I'm completely surprised. The biggest one is, Anwar being acquitted. That was so unexpected. Everybody thought, I mean, the mood in the I remember this very well, because the night before that we had Haji Muzamil will explain. What they do is they gather in Anwar's house and we all prayed together. All sort of races were there. And we prayed for justice to be done. And true enough, the next morning, the judiciary decided to exercise independence, and they did it. Yeah. My personal experience as a lawyer, I was not all my life was in corporate law. I did 3 or 4 years of litigation, which means I go to court. Judges are decent people as a whole. They're decent people. And sometimes they, like normal human beings, they fall under pressure from the government to rule in a certain way. If you take away that pressure, these judges should reform. But for the future, say we got this existing 100, 200 judges that we have, but for the future, the appointment of judges should be done not by the Prime Minister, which is the current practice. The Prime Minister recommends to the Agong to approve. That has to be removed completely. It should be done by the Council of Judges themselves. Yeah? And I always believe there's always more good people than bad people in any organization. Otherwise the whole organization will fail, right? So we hope the good people, the good judges in there will somehow work together and appoint and elevate better judges. Yeah? And now we go back to executive power. In basic legal theory, you have the separation of power. You have basically the prosecution and the executive being the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, and then you have the judiciary. Now what we have to do is we have to limit the power of the ministers. Yeah? And how do we limit the power of the ministers? We have to go back to the laws, the legislation, the laws that are passed in Parliament. In every act that I've seen in Malaysia, in every single law that is in Malaysia, there is a clause at the very end there that allows the minister to do whatever they want. The law may be about, about car or traffic offences. Yeah? At the end, there's one line that says the Minister of Transport has the right to do whatever he wants. He can give an exemption to people. Yeah? This kind of discretionary power defeats democracy. And every single line in every single law, this thing must be removed. Once you remove it, that's where the ministers have to play by the book. They are not gods. They're not sent down by, by divine intervention to rule over us whatever they want. Okay? So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to reform the judiciary by piecemeal. We're going to limit the power of all the ministers. Yeah? And we're going to make sure MACC is completely independent. And by that, we can then go back to the route to democracy. Thank you.